how does budget 2026 create new opportunities for youth employment in education, also entrepreneurship, and what steps will be taken to ensure that these benefits reach youth in both urban and rural areas? So, to be simplified, what the opportunities that will youth get in every corner of Malaysia from the budget 2026?
Thank you. See, budget 26, you must realize this. In framing a budget, what is required? Required, firstly, to understand the national priorities. Of course, the country has to grow. We have to prepare the economy. It's got to be attractive as a destination for foreign direct investment, at the same time to attract domestic investments, be more vigorous their efforts to invest. Now, this morning I was at 8 a.m. was the Prime Minister's Department gathering, and I talked about, first you must understand the macroeconomic policy. Some of you, of course, specialize in economics or in various faculties, such as the political economy or just economics. We all talk about Adam Smith. Our generation, in particular, we just absorb the thinking of economic policy based on the wealth of nations, which to me remains a very important treatise. I'm not disputing that. But there's one view, a prominent view. And the problem is our education system sometimes, we get obsessed with that particular view. But even then, even if you decide to place such an importance to Adam Smith's work, Wealth of Nations, you must also understand and realize that Adam Smith has two masterpieces. One is Wealth of Nations, the other is the theory of moral sentiment. You should read both. Wealth of Nations focus mainly on issue of growth of capital and of course a capitalistic economy. But the theory of moral sentiments talked about concern, justice, concern for the welfare of the workers. So it's a bit balanced about the issue of moral sentiments. That's why the title of this book is The Theory of Moral Sentiments. So there is some balance. I was in a retreat with Amartya Sen and Michelle Camdesu in Bilbao, Spain. Amartya Sen brought his wife, Emma, professor, philosophy professor of history from Oxford. It's interesting that when we were discussing Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations and Theory of Moral Sentiment, she made this very pertinent remark which surprised me. He said, Anwar, notwithstanding your concern or criticism of Adam Smith, which I share, because of the need to be more concerned with the welfare of the poor and the marginalized, is, she said, at least 14 or 17 times in the Wealth of Nations where Adam made reference to the word inequality. It was shocking, because what we read, or when we study or we're taught, purely capitalist venture. What more even? So in crafting a budget, I have to consider, for example, growth, confidence, domestic, foreign direct investments. At the same time, what is growth to whom? I mean, to the welfare of the majority, to the people. How can you have a country booming? We used to have 10%, now 4.5%, and still we have abject poverty. People who don't have enough to eat or can't buy a school uniform. To me, it's not acceptable. We have to try and find ways and means to help resolve. And in order to disperse more funds to education, to health, to infrastructure, then you need to tax. Well, that is the conventional theory. In the past, that's been that. You have to tax in order to get revenue to spend. But if you do that, what's the assumption? The assumption that everything is right. Everything is not right. Not even in this country. Why? There are many leakages. There's still corruption. There's still smuggling. There's still cartels. Why do we deal with this first? But this involves big tycoons, big players, powerful people. They've squandered not 100 million, billions. Take it back. The government has to take them back and spend on the people, on education and on the young. Now, it's not easy, I'm telling you. We used to subsidize in a form or other, or chicken, to help, okay? The rationale is what? To help the people, we have to subsidize. How much? Average 1.1 billion ringgit per year. Just subsidize so that the price of chicken is low. Okay? Then we look. Why is it that the price of chicken in Thailand is much lower? So we say no. Withdraw that support. Because it's controlled by the cartels. Talk to the cartels. If they threaten to increase the price, we'll import the cheap chicken from Thailand, put in the cold storage, and then bring it up and distribute if they start imposing higher price. Now, we did that 2 years back. We saved 1 billion ringgit per year and the price of chicken is still low. That's what policies. We don't tax. We withdraw that subsidy to the rich, to the cartels. Same in loves chicken. We introduced 2 years back this tariff for electricity. It became a big issue. PMX, this unjust increasing price of tariff to the people. But 85% of the people, your families here don't pay. The rich industries pay. The very rich people, you have 6 aircon in your house. Why must the government subsidize you? You pay. Why is it so difficult? So here you have in members of parliament, particularly in the opposition, talking and opposing this. So I ask them, whom do you represent? You represent the rich. You go to the village, you say, we are the champion and the conscience of the people. You go to parliament, you support the rich. I mean the rich, we are not even penalizing them. We are not imposing a higher fee. We are just saying, you pay the market rate. We are not subsidizing you. How much you will save? About 5 billion ringgit. Okay. Now, RON 95 subsidy. Petroleum. We reduced 199 for Malaysians. And the foreigners, my apologies, many of you. You pay. And still it's cheap. Don't complain. Our price of petroleum, RON 95, is cheaper than Saudi Arabia or Qatar. Okay? How much can we save? 2.5 billion ringgit. So I don't need to tax. Just break that monopoly. Break the cartel. So, similarly, we have smuggling, rampant smuggling. Poor enforcement. But the last 2 years, I announced on Friday, we shocked many of my colleagues. Even Zamri was surprised. I don't know why he should be surprised, but he was. Because we thought that probably we are able to take back from corrupt money, from the syndicates, from smugglers, from all sort of cartels and syndicates. You know, in 2 years, we collected 15.5 billion ringgit. This is why I've been talking about governance, tata kelola. Leadership must be clean and stop this nonsense, this corruption in our country. Yes. And I need the support of the young. You must take the lead. You must say no more corruption in this country. No smuggling, no syndicate. Yeah. Now, because of that, I'm able to start something which is close and dear to my heart. Education should be free. So I started, I can't go, in a radical way, I got to do it, make sure it is done in phases. So from next year, the very poor in this country will get free education until university. And inshallah, if the governance is right, we will slowly graduate them. Okay? So PTN, they can borrow, they didn't. It becomes a scholarship. So we can. From why do I get to do this? Because I'm able to make sure and crack these excesses in and leakages. Similarly to the gig, we are now giving so much assistance, first the gig economy, because a few 100,000 young people are involved in that, additional training, additional exposure. Now, if you get the right disciplines in the universities, there's no issue about graduate unemployment. We will have to make sure that there's no mismatch. We have to make sure that people are more trained and qualified in the right discipline. We must make sure the universities provide better education. We are short of 30,000 engineers in this country, and now AI and accountancy, law, even proficiency in languages, English in particular. So I think we'll do whatever is necessary, because I think if you look at the 2026 budget, the focus is a lot, often our parents, but more so to the young. And the students, primary school, secondary school, and graduates, and youth in general. A lot of focus is given for training, including TVET, and opportunities for retraining, upskilling, reskilling, etc. Okay? Terima kasih.